Wow, the Asus ROG phone. It redefines what gaming is capable of on a mobile device. A cooling system, 512 gigabytes of storage, and air triggers that will essentially turn your device into a literal gaming beast. Imagine PUBG Mobile on that thing. It would be awesome. Unfortunately, it's over $1,000. See, my friends, we're living in an era where our smartphones are getting very expensive, and we aren't able to afford the top-of-the-line flagships that can cost $800, $900, even $1,500. Cough, cough, new iPhone XS Max, anyone? The good thing is, with a bit of research and willpower, we're able to dig through the massive amounts of ads for the Google Pixel 2 and Samsung Galaxy S9, and we're able to find phones that defy this idea that better has to equal more expensive. I'm here to tell you that there are phones out there in this world that are under $400, some even under $300, that can perform pretty close to phones double or even triple their price. In this video, I'm going to make things a little more convenient for you all in effort to explain the top 5 best budget gaming smartphones, so you can play games like PUBG Mobile or anything else for a fraction of the price. Hello everyone! My name is Exotic Gaming, and thank you for checking out this video. I hope this video explaining the top 5 best budget gaming smartphones will aid you in choosing the best phone to play PUBG Mobile. It's quite hard to give a definitive ranking to some phones, so just keep in mind you could interchange numbers 5 and 3 pretty easily. One isn't necessarily better than the other, but the final two, they're definitely worthy of second and first place. If you learned something new today, I'd appreciate it a ton if you left a like rating down below, and subscribe for more PUBG Mobile content. I'll do more videos like this if you guys want me to. Anyways, sit back, relax, make sure to stay until the end because you're definitely going to want to. And let's begin this countdown starting off with number 5. Number 5, the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2. This is one of the best Xiaomi phones to date, and guess what? It's still very inexpensive. A phone with a 5.99-inch display boasting the Snapdragon 835, which by the way is still an incredibly fast processor, alongside 6GB of RAM and up to 256GB of internal storage. They aren't messing around with this phone. If you remember the OnePlus 5T and how that phone was one of the best of its kind about a year ago, it's nearly identical to that phone at a much lower price. One of the most unique things about the Mi Mix 2, which is running Android 7.1, is its design. It's almost a bezel-less phone. Only the bottom part has a bit of a bezel, which is where the front-facing camera is located, but this still amounts to a beautiful design. You're going to catch people's attention when you're using this thing. Referring to the design, this phone doesn't have curved edges like we see with the Samsung Galaxy S9, for example, which amounts to a much more comfortable gameplay experience. You won't accidentally touch the edges of your screen and mess up PUBG Mobile gameplay when using this phone. This phone has a great display where you cannot see individual pixels, which is certainly very crucial when playing games like PUBG Mobile. You want the game to look good, and the Mi Mix 2 delivers exactly that. The only real downside to using this phone are the 3400 mAh battery, which by no means is bad, but might be a little small, and the fact that the phone doesn't have a headphone jack. However, for a phone with a current price tag of only $365 on Amazon, in my personal opinion, it's not too big of a deal. Still an incredible phone for an incredible price. Number 4, the Nokia 7.1. I'm honestly very happy Nokia made this list. This is the only phone on this list that isn't fully released yet, but all specs have been made public, and from what is shown, and from the people who have done early reviews on it thus far, it looks super promising. I could almost recommend 2 phones in this number 4 position. The Nokia 6.1, the predecessor to the 7.1, is another fantastic phone, and that's only $229 on Amazon. Wow. Now, hey, that phone is a little outdated, and you're definitely only going to be able to play PUBG Mobile on low settings, so that's why I'd recommend the newer Nokia 7.1. For $349 upon release, you're getting a great deal. As a side note, a little tip, wait a few months after release and this phone will go greatly down in price. This is a 5.84-inch phone with a 19:9 aspect ratio, making it a little narrow, but as a result, a phone that fits better in your hands. The screen also supports HDR10, which means you will be getting the same dynamic colors on your screen as some flagship smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy S9, which is sometimes up to 3 times the price. The phone is running the Snapdragon 636 processor, a new processor, and can house up to 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. If you want more storage, don't worry, there's a micro SD slot as well. This phone will soon run the newest Android 9.0 OS, and, best of all, comes with stock Android, which is super user-friendly. With the specs that it has, and the simple fact that after a few months the price will likely drop to around $300 or potentially even less, the Nokia 7.1 is a great bang for your buck. Don't discredit it because it's a Nokia. You should definitely consider it. Number 3. The Nubia Red Magic. Maybe a phone you haven't heard of before. I'm sure we've all heard of the upcoming Asus ROG phone, the latest and greatest gaming phone that has an unfortunate price tag of around $1,100. Now that phone looks cool, right? I mean, it even has an RGB back for the true patriotic gamer. So, what if I told you there was a way to get that phone at a price of around $365, 1/3 of that of the Asus ROG phone? Well, you can with the Nubia Red Magic. Nubia is a branch of Chinese phone company ZTE, and their phone looks awesome. It has an RGB back with an amazing design, looking better than most phones in the market today. They're not messing around with the specs either. You can get the phone on Android 8.1 with either 6 or 8GB of RAM and either 64 or 128GB of internal storage, and it's running the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor. Just a side note, that ever-popular Razer phone is upwards of $600, and it also has the Snapdragon 835 and 8GB of RAM. So you're getting what the almighty Razer phone is capable of at nearly half the price. This phone has an incredible 3800 mAh battery, allowing you to play for many hours at a time without worrying about charging. An awesome feature about this phone is a button that toggles something called Compete Mode. You press that thing, the RGB on the back lights up, and the phone boosts performance similar to a process we're expecting on the Asus ROG phone. Another bonus? A headphone jack. Thank you, Nubia. The only downsides with this phone are the fact that the user interface isn't that great, and the brightness could be a bit better. Other than that though, it's a fantastic phone, and there are only a couple of phones out there better than this at its price of $365. Number 2. The Huawei Honor 7X. As Digital Trends said in their review of this phone, don't ask how Honor made a phone this fantastic for $200, just buy one. I had to include a super budget phone in this list. I could have also listed the Honor Play, a newer Huawei phone that just recently got released, though it's over $350 and a bit more expensive. If you can spend an extra $100 though, that's probably the way to go. Right now though, if you can't, you can get the Honor 7X for $199 on Amazon, or even less at $161 on AliExpress. And for that price, this phone is just insane. It's everything the Redmi Note 5 has, but better in most aspects. First off, the phone is bezel-less on its sides, and with a 5.93-inch screen, it just looks like it was meant for 2018. It feels fantastic in your hand, with an 18.9 aspect ratio, and it has an extremely fast fingerprint sensor to seal the deal. The phone also has a pretty good camera as well, so you can use it for more than just gaming. The phone can also have up to 4GB of RAM and 64GB of ROM. It runs on the Kirin 659 processor and has the ability to add a micro SD card to expand storage space. Now, For the price this phone is offered at, it won't be your ultimate gaming phone, and you can't really compare it to something like the Razer phone, which is 3 times the price. But you will be able to run PUBG Mobile on normal or maybe even high settings at certain points without many frame drops. Ultra is unlikely, so if you're wanting a true Ultra HD gameplay quality, you'll have to spend about $100 more to get one of the top phones I mentioned earlier, or the phone in the number 1 position. But hey, for a phone between $161 and $199, I do not have a single complaint about it. The Honor 7X is far better than any other device in its price range. Number 1. Finally, you guys probably expected it, the Pocophone F1. This phone arguably has more hype around it than the Asus ROG phone, and that's saying something. Made by Xiaomi, the Pocophone F1 is everything you could possibly ask for a little over $300, $329 to be exact, or 21,000 rupees, that price listed on AliExpress. This is the only phone on this list that's running the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor, the latest and greatest in the smartphone industry. This phone is especially popular in India, where the price there is, as I said before, around 21,000 rupees. You can get this phone with up to 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. For $300? That's awesome. Now, this phone does feel less premium, let's be clear, as it has a plastic back. But then again, that also means it will do better than most glass phones if it's dropped. It's got a notch on the phone, though it's not really that useful. The phone has some top and bottom bezels, so that move was sort of pointless on Xiaomi's part. We have to note the phone is a little dark in terms of brightness, but hey, again, you're still getting a great phone for a super low price. Want to know something incredible? This phone beats the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the Google Pixel 2 in terms of performance. It's even got a liquid cooling system, which helps with any potential overheating of the device. It's got a 4,000 mAh battery, and will soon have Android 9.0 OS when released, and the only big downsides are the brightness, as I said, and the camera quality. Even the speakers are, for the most part, pretty good. In the end, the Pocophone F1 is doing everything right for a fraction of the price. So there we have it. There was my brief, comprehensive guide on the top 5 best budget gaming smartphones for 2018 and 2019. I hope this video helped you. In the end, the best super budget phone under $200 is the Honor 7X, and the best budget phone under $350 is the Pocophone F1. You're getting a heck of a lot more with the Pocophone F1 than the Honor 7X, so if you can afford the extra $150 or so, it'll be entirely worth it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate it a ton if you left a like rating down below. It means a lot, and it really helps out the channel. Subscribe for more PUBG Mobile content, and with that being said, we're out of time, so I'll see you guys in the next video.